Hello, welcome back to my house, back on the couch to read the next installment of Restart Restart by Gordon Corman. In our last chapter, it was chapter 10, and it was told from the point of view of Kimberly Tooley. Kimberly Tooley was a girl that totally loves Chase. She has a huge crush on him from what I can tell. But the important thing that she reported out was not her crush on Chase, but what she witnessed. She witnessed Chase fighting back against the Hurricanes. He walks up near the locker room and he notices that Brendan is getting picked on. Brendan, as you recall, Brendan Espinosa is our YouTuber friend and Chase's new friend, as it turns out. Anyway, the Hurricanes, the other football players, were picking on Brendan, and Chase just sprung into action. He kind of jumped Joey and got him off of Brendan. And while at first, I'm going to be honest, I was like, yes, protect Brendan. Then I thought, wow, Chase was really quick to fight. Is that the old Chase coming back? Or was he just defending Brendan? I don't know. Something about that story has me a little worried. So let's go ahead now and let's get on with chapter 11. You'll be able to find it on page 87. While you're finding it, I'm going to tell you that looking at Aaron's name, it says, I would think it was pronounced Hakimian. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that since the beginning, I've been calling him Aaron Heichman, and I think I'm going to have to stick with that. No disrespect to Gordon Corman, but once something gets stuck in your head, sometimes it's just easier to go with it, especially if it's not hurting anything, right? That's not going to hinder our comprehension of the story. And that's good advice to you. If you come to a word like that, someone's name in the story, get close enough, because the pronunciation of the name isn't going to have a huge impact on the story usually. Paying attention to the other details will. All right, so page 87. Are you with me? Here we go. Aaron Heichman. My dad always uses this expression. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Well, that isn't always true. It looks like Ambrose and it talks like Ambrose, but no way it's Ambrose. How can a person be so different just because he fell on his head? I mean, okay, so he's sidelined from football. Nothing you can do about the dumb doctor's orders. And amnesia? Well, that's pretty out there, although Wikipedia says it's real. But even if every single memory is erased from your head, wiped clean like my phone when I dropped it in the toilet, you should still be the same person, right? Chase just isn't. He's not the kid Bear and I grew up with, played sports with, broke all the rules with, since we were in the second grade. You can see it in his eyes. He looks at us like he barely knows us or any of the Hurricanes. I mean, I guess I understand that. We're like new people he just met for the first time. Even so, shouldn't we be starting to hit it off by now? That's not happening either. When you hit it off with someone, that's an idiom. If you hit it off, it means that you get along with them. That's a funny phrase, isn't it? So he's saying, it's like meeting us for the first time, but shouldn't we be friends? Like, shouldn't we be getting along again like we always were? Well, that's not happening either. He's not into the things we're into. Not football, not anything. That hurts. I mean, I get that his memory's erased, but is our whole friendship erased too? Being boys with someone isn't just, page 88, isn't just a bunch of stuff you did together in the past. There has to be more to it than that. But right now, it's like we've got zero in common with the guy. Worse, the kids he does have stuff in common with are all losers. The video club? Really? The Chase I knew wailed on those guys worse than any of us. And now they're who he wants to hang out with? Who's next, huh? The Care Bears? And those wusses have totally forgiven him, too. Well, I mean, except Shoshana, for obvious reasons. I wonder if he's figured that out yet. The big question is this. Is the old Ambrose trapped in there somewhere, waiting to realize what a dork he's being and get back to normal? Or is this new nerd-loving Chase the only Chase there's going to be from now on? That's a pretty big deal. And not just because we're supposed to be boys. He has something that belongs to all three of us. Something important. What if he doesn't even know he's got it? Bear, he isn't a deep thinker. He's all action. Dude, this is stupid. Let's just ask him. Say, we know you got it, so fork it over. The guy has amnesia, I reason. That means he might not even remember where he put it. Bear snorts. You buy that? Trust me, he remembers just fine. That thing's valuable. He's faking all this amnesia stuff so he can keep it for himself. You're talking about our boy, I exclaim angrily, giving him a shove that would have put one of those video dweebs halfway across town. You're a jerk for even thinking it. He shoves me back. He shoves me back. Then you're a jerk because I know you're thinking it too. But I'm not thinking it. Honestly, if Chase is just punking us with all of this amnesia stuff, that would be better. If tomorrow he says, fooled you, I might be ticked off for a day or two, but then I'd shake his hand for putting one over on us. Mostly, I'd be glad to get the old Chase back. One way or another, we've got a problem, I tell him. If we face him with it and he honestly doesn't remember, then we just confess to a guy who isn't really our friend anymore. Big deal. It is a big deal, I persist, because the new Chase is a goody-goody. He stands up for losers. He does community service when he doesn't have to. If he forgot what we did, I don't want to remind him. A guy like that could turn all three of us in because it's the right thing to do. Unless he's lying, Bear adds grimly. And we'll have to deal with that too, if necessary. We'll just have to wait and see. What just happened? Chase has what? What is the valuable thing that he's hanging on to? What did Aaron, Bear, and Chase do that has Bear and Aaron so nervous they can't even remind Chase of it? Oh my gosh, I gotta find out. It's tea this time. Fooled ya. Okay, middle of page 89, where the page breaks. There's nothing more frustrating than trying to squeeze the truth out of someone when you can't let him know what you're trying to say to him. I mean, I'm a plain guy. I like plain talk. But in this case, it's just too dangerous. Our best chance is to coax it out of him at the Graybeard Motel. But it's not so easy there either. Bad enough he does community service when he's off the hook. Why does he have to be so gung-ho about it? If you are gung-ho about something, it means that you are like all in 100, right? Gung-ho. That's a great phrase to use. If you are gung-ho, then you are excited and you're all in about something. And they're saying, well, that's just not cool to be gung-ho about helping the elderly. I don't know that I agree. So it's bad enough that he does community service when he's off the hook. Why does he have to be so gung-ho about it? It's depressing to watch him. Page 90. He delivers more snacks in 20 minutes than Bear and I could stretch into a whole afternoon. And in that extra time, he reads to people. He pushes wheelchairs around. He helps the old fogies with cell phones I didn't even have a prayer of figuring out. Is it just me, Bear mutters, or is he deliberately trying to make us look bad? I don't think it's on purpose, I mumble back. He really likes it here. The old fossils like him too. We can't walk 3 feet down the hall without some Dumbledore or Dumbledora hauling him in to adjust the TV or to reach something from high on the shelf. Bear's insulted. Well, we're taller than Ambrose. We can reach stuff. How come no one ever asks us? Because we'd say no, I remind him. Or maybe just ignore him. Listen, it's annoying that all of these blue hairs love Chase, but, it's not a mystery. Even sour-faced Nurse Duncan, who wishes our community service was over even more than we do, has a smile for Ambrose. And an even deeper scowl. A frown. A deeper scowl for Bear and me. It doesn't help that Chase has forged the closest friendship of all with the one resident he should be staying away from. That crotchety old warhorse in room 121. Wouldn't you know it? The one graybeard who hates everybody, and who all the other graybeards hate right back, has decided to love Ambrose. Go figure. It's those stupid Korean War stories that have brought the two of them together. Chase can't get enough of them. And the geezer is overjoyed to have someone willing to listen who doesn't have to change his hearing aid battery 5 times in the course of it. How come you guys have so much to say to each other? Bear demands. Ambrose shrugs. I don't know, he's interesting. It's not every day you get to meet someone who's been awarded the country's highest medal. Why does he always have to be bringing that up? Makes me nervous. And it makes Bear practically crazy. Wikipedia says the Korean War only lasted 3 years, I grumble. He's already told you every minute of it. What more is there to say? Ambrose laughs. He's nice. He's not nice. Ask anybody in the building. He calls noise complaints on squeaky wheelchairs. He yells out spoilers on movie night. The nurses hate him even worse than we do. And if this was a reality show and they got to vote somebody out of the Graybeard Motel, he'd be on the street. But Chase gets called away to wheel Mrs. Berglund to her weekly canasta game. Canasta is a card game. So he gets to wheel her away to push her in her wheelchair to her weekly card game. As if one of the orderlies couldn't do it. Orderlies are the helpers at a nursing home. Or a hospital, for that matter. Okay. Maybe he just likes war stories, I offer to Bear. He isn't buying it. We never liked war stories before. And that's the whole problem. We know the kid, but we don't. Which makes it almost impossible to figure out what's going on inside of his head. Or how worried we should be. Wow. That was an interesting chapter. I want you to think about, why are Aaron and Bear so nervous about, what are they nervous about? And then I noticed that when Chase is talking to his new friend in room 121, the man who won the Medal of Honor, I'm curious, why are they so nervous about that friendship? I don't get it. What's the harm in having a friend, an older friend, someone who we could learn something from? Is that why they're nervous? Or do you think it's something more sinister? All right, that's it for chapter 11. We've got a lot to think about. Our buddy Aaron really shed some light on Chase. And now I'm going back to thinking, I think Chase might be a nice guy. Genuinely nice. Will that darkness from his past come bubbling up and overpower the light? I don't know. I think I've got to read the next chapter. I don't think I can wait another minute. All right, I'll see you in chapter 12. Later.